What's going on, people? Moto Steve coming to you live from Windsor, Ontario, Canada. That's right, I am a Canadian moto vlogger on the Buell, better known as Kelly, the redheaded stepchild. She is a CR1125 Buell, built back in 2009. They only built this bike for 2 years, but how's everyone doing? Hoping you're having a fantastic day out here for another rip. And I thought, well, let's do a story time with Moto Steve. This just happened probably about a month ago, and it rocked my highway crew to the core. We were out because, of course, we have winters here, and of course they put salt down on the highway, so every year in the spring we have to go and wash all the bridges and all the flyovers and everything on our section of the highway. And we have to do this at nighttime so we don't interrupt the flow of traffic on the highway. It's one of the rules that they have, so all of the work that we have to do is at nighttime. So I had a crew out with me, and we were washing basically passenger, not passenger, but people, pedestrian walkover bridges from the highway. And I had 2 guys and a water truck and myself, and we were going around. And at one point we came to this pedestrian flyover, and they started washing it, and I said, well, I need to spin my truck around to get to the other side of the road so we could do the other side. So I had to turn around on the side street, but I could still see the crew from the corner of my eye. And my water truck had taken off to spin around at another street that had more room for the water truck. And I was just on a little side street. And the 2 guys were standing by a light pole. And I started to do a 360, and all of a sudden I saw my 2 guys start running. And I thought, is the water truck already back? I was kind of, shocked a little bit. I was like, wow, they really took off like a bat out of hell across the street. So I end up turning my truck around, and I come back, and I get to them. And these 2 guys that are highway guys, they're big boys. One really big boy, and the other one, he's built like a brick poop house. And the 2 of them are sitting there, and they are just like white to the core, like they are shooken. And I'm like, what in the hell is going on? So I get out of my truck and I walk to them, and the 2 of them had the exact same story, and I was like, wow, it actually gave me goosebumps. Well, it turns out that when they were standing by this light pole in the middle of the night, the one was talking to the other, but he was actually kind of turned to the side, so he was kind of talking out of the side of his mouth. And the one guy with him noticed him catch something like out of the corner of his eye, and he turned to see what he was looking at, and I guess this tall, dark silhouette with no face walked right behind them by the light pole. Now, they freaked out. They said this thing had, the light was coming straight down, so how could a shadow go underneath the light and still, but they seen it, and they were freaked right to the core. They were, and both of them are not like ghost people. Like, I have tons of stories, but these guys are not the type that have ghost stories, and they freaked right out. And I didn't think anything of it. I thought, wow, okay. I thought, whoa, that was close. I was kind of more worried about waving, had to hit the brakes there, but I was kind of freaked out a little bit, but I wasn't. I was like, okay. So days later, I started talking to other co-workers. And when this highway was being built, I actually worked on it. I drove a dump truck, and we took all the dirt out and brought sand and gravel in, and We did cement and everything. So I was on the project for 4 years. Well, during that 4 years, we had one fatality. And a worker lost his life because they were rushing, and they pulled out 2 supports for the ground at the same time, and the ground all collapsed, and he was underneath, and he actually ended up didn't making it. Well, lo and behold, that guy was killed right on that corner where we were working. And I was like, no way. So I told the 2 guys that were new to our highway crew that this guy passed away right here. And they were like, what? And I was like, yeah, he passed away right here. And then I drove them further down on the park, and there was a big memorial there for him. And they were like, no way, I do not want to work here ever in this spot again. And they were totally freaked out. And I was like, wow, did that really just happen? But I thought it was a pretty cool story, because lately I've been hearing a lot about aliens and ghosts and stuff like that on YouTube, and it's I thought it was kind of neat, you know, and things kind of lined up. So I was like, did they see him? Was he still around? Was that him, you know, checking out the place? Or I don't know, but kind of crazy. And like I said, 2 guys that don't talk about ghosts or anything like that, and they were absolutely totally freaked out. So I thought it was a neat little story I would tell you. I've been doing all sorts of other things and talking about moto vlogs and that, so I thought, well, why not story time with Moto Steve? Look at everyone getting burgers, and the beach is packed. People are swimming in the river. Lots of bikes out. People taking rides, cruising around. Lots of boats, having a good old time. Hey, listen, if you first time coming to the channel and checking it out, thank you very much for checking me out. Hit the subscribe button. I am trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. That would help immensely. This is video 301, I believe, so that's kind of cool. 301 videos in 8 years. I'm actually pumping them out pretty good, I'll say. Yeah. So yeah, 301 videos, I believe this one is. That's kind of cool. And like I said, hit the subscribe button, hit a comment down below. Has something like this ever happened to you and just freaked you right out, or you know someone that it's happened to and you believe them 100%? Do I believe in ghosts? Absolutely. Absolutely 100% believe in ghosts. My house, I'm telling you, there's something there, and I have some stories about that house, and holy jumping, man. And people are like, why haven't you moved? I'm like, I can't afford to move anywhere else, so me and the ghost just kind of coexist and just deal with it. But yeah, I have some crazy stories about that house, and if you ever want to hear about them, leave a comment down below. Say, hey Steve, tell us a story about your house, and I will. But anyways, thanks for coming out and checking out Moto Steve. Once again, hit that subscribe, hit the like, leave a comment down below. Once again, you're you, I'm me. I love you guys. I'm Moto Steve, and I am out.